Being spiritual and not religious drew us to scichic.com and its dating section linked in the footer.
It's a new launch, and we want you to register in hopes that you find a lover, partner, and a friend beyond a traditional introduction, breaking views of cultural perception.
Tell your friends now.
Psychic Robin Zodiac has talent of ESP abilities to predict your future in accurate detail. Robin Zodiac has authored many advised books, and you can interact at sci-chic.com. Clients call Robin at 877-924-4783 for a $3 a minute reading.
Hello. This is Robin Zodiac, and I'm here every Friday night between 7 and 8. We have Tony Sweet.
Stony Sweet?
I haven't felt that way in years. And so anyway, I wanted to bring Tony in because a lot of times I like to get a male point of view. But tonight...
So why are you asking me? I'm just kidding.
I know. Well, because I love you, Tony.
Oh, I love you too.
Yes. And so anyway, tonight I am so excited because I have a few best friends, but this is my best friend that I call in my darkest moments, that always has a laugh or says the right thing to keep me going. So I'd like to bring on Lady Love Fox. Yay! Oh, Lady Love Fox.
That's so cute.
Oh, I did. What is your Celtic high priestess goddess name? It's
Foxglove.
Where did I get the lady from?
No, the lady is right. The lady's right.
But it's after Foxglove? It's Foxglove.
No, it's Lady Foxglove.
Oh,
yeah,
I
that's
thought
my
so.
first degree name. Yeah, Wiccans have when you get to be third degree, you get to put lady in front of all of your names.
Okay, well, I'm so excited because last week we had a professional co-host, and I got to talk to her about her personal. So tonight we are personal friends, and we're going to talk about our professions. And so why don't you tell the audience how we met and how we evolved? Take it away.
This sounds scary. Shall we have the kids not listen?
No, but you can say the F word if you want to, Miss New Yorker. Excuse me?
I think it's PG. It's a little dicey. It's a little racy, but
okay.
Yeah, why was I calling you? I called you on Keen.
Yes.
I wanted a reading about a relationship that I was in.
Right. A complex one.
A very complex relationship. And you're like, I'm seeing all these BDSM. Do you go like clubbing? Yeah, I'm like, yes. And you're like, well, now I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. And then I was like,
it's
okay,
both.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really appreciated that you didn't, pull any punches, and that you were very light about it, and like nothing shocked you.
Nothing shocks me, but let me ask you a question. Do you remember what we discussed? I mean, what my prediction is for you? Well, yeah, of course, we always discuss that, but don't you remember me saying that I saw you being like a pioneer in the craft? So you have been.
Which well, not grand scale, but yeah.
Well, I don't know any other witch that's ever been in mainstream media other than you. So
yeah, it just kind of happened. That just kind of happened.
Okay, well,
but yes, your prediction was right on. Yeah, you said something about, what did you say? You said I was going to be very public, and I was going to talk about witchcraft to the masses, kind of. And I thought that was ridiculous, since I had been, in the closet as a journalist, I didn't talk that much about being a witch. And you were like, no, I see you like having your own show. It seems so far out.
Yeah, I still see it. Yeah. Once again, you are a brilliant journalist, and you helped me edit my autobiography, Translucent Veil, which was great. Yeah, you put everything.
It was fun to read.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know how
I loved reading about your near-death experience. It was, as somebody who's also had them, that it makes you feel not alone, and yours was fascinating. It's fascinating stuff.
So, how many times have you died, and how did it happen? Can you share?
Let's get right to it.
Let's get to it.
Well, when I was young, and I think it's probably true of a lot of psychics that we have a bad head injury at a young age.
Oh, wow.
And I fell off a sliding pond. I was playing Queen on top of a Scotch cooler on top of the slide in our back. New Yorkers call it a sliding pond. And and I asked my sister for my comb, and then I went over head first, and a screw on a glider came out and scalped me basically.
Oh my gosh.
And I lost consciousness, and I remember going to the light, and I remember coming back in the hospital room, but I don't remember what happened in between. But I remember this brilliant white light that's whoosh, so and then I was back. So I think, and I still have, I can't really show you, but I still have this big crescent scar in the back of my head.
Wow.
The hair doesn't grow from that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Wow, that's the first time I heard of that.
Yeah. So,
how old were you? How old were you? Do you remember?
6, maybe.
Wow.
5 or 6. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and that is when my psychic stuff and mediumship stuff really started to pick up. That's when I started talking to guides in my room and in our den and stuff like that. So, I think that near-death experiences help us get in touch with the astral, So, of course, I had my mom thought was an imaginary friend.
Right.
Carolyn, who used to walk out of our den wall every day and talk to me. And then Carolyn started telling my mom things about herself, psychic things. And my mom said, Liz, stop it.
Oh, really? Yeah, you can't really turn it off once it's on, So, okay, so you were 6. Also, another thing that's always in all your newspaper articles is that you're from, your dad's a very, very famous, icon news anchor, right?
In New York? Right, in New York City.
So, did you grow up around it? Did you go in? Is that how you ended up working for the paper, or...
No, I really didn't want to go into journalism. I thought I was too good for that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a playwright, and so my parents made an agreement. But I did grow up. To answer your question, yes. My dad took me everywhere. He took me and my brother, and then when my sister came along, he took her too. But it was mainly me and my older brother. I have a brother who's 2 years older, and we went out on every story with him. I went to the Columbia sit-ins as a little girl, as a tiny little girl, and I can still remember these hippie flower, which is why I still dress like this probably. Yeah. But with big flowers painted on their cheeks and being like, "Hi, what's your name?" And he took us to fires. He had a fire police radio. The first television beat reporter in the country.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So he's the first guy who ever took a film camera, because back then they used film.
Right.
and and dollies, and these poor guys have to carry these heavy film cameras on their shoulders. And so he like basically invented, he's 93 now, and he basically invented television journalism. Wow. So but I grew up where it was just kind of like every day, you know, like waiting in the studio for my father to finish, you know, and crawling around on scenery for kids shows trying to kill time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so it's you know, I'm not kind of like, that was not what I wanted to do, because that was like, that, you know, I didn't want to be like my parents, you know, so, but anyway, so I waitressed for a long time, and I studied playwriting at the Joe Papp, you know, playwriting workshop at the Public Theater for for a while, and at HB Studios, and I just got tired of waiting tables, and I just said to my dad, I give up. Can you introduce me to somebody in news? And he was like, oh, I don't know.
And here you are today.
His mind, yeah. But I thought he was going to give me like this cool FM radio job, you know, where I would like DJ, you know, classic rock or so. I don't know. It wasn't even classic rock back then.
Back then it wasn't. It was real rock. It was DJ, modern rock. Yeah, so amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and also you're an incredible astrologer. You have a mind like a clock when it comes to like astrology. And actually, somebody tonight was asking about the eclipse that's coming up on August 21st, and I said, call in. Hopefully he'll call in tonight. I gave him the number. His birthday is actually that day. He's born in 86. So he wanted to know, and I guess everybody wants to know, what is this eclipse? I mean, what usually happens? I mean,
well, every year there are two pairs of eclipses. It's usually lunar followed by a solar, and they happen twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. There's nothing set in stone, but the majority of eclipses are lunar followed by a solar. For the past 3 years, we've had it the other way around. But now we're back on track with the lunar followed by the solar, which is much better than the other pattern, because lunar eclipses classically mean endings, and solar eclipses mean beginnings. So you wipe something out and then you start fresh.
Right.
The other way, like
waning and waxing, right?
Start something and then it gets wiped out, 2 weeks later. It's not fun. So you kind of surf those energies. And so there are 2 pairs a year. It's not such a weird thing. It's not such an unusual thing to have an eclipse, but this one, the solar eclipse on the 21st is going to be visible in the United States. So that's a big deal for us. It's really fun. I mean, you got to go south to see it. The path is in the southern part of the United States, but it's going to be really, really fun. I mean, people are making pilgrimages to go and watch it. Yeah,
why
because
this
it's so
year?
Awesome.
Yeah, why this year more than others?
Well, because we rarely get to, I mean, it's like decades, I think, since our last visible solar eclipse. I mean, you can feel the energies of any eclipse, whether you can see it or not. I mean, I don't care if the eclipse is in Antarctica and you're in, the Bronx, you could still feel it. Like you can feel it in your core. It is especially solar eclipses. The way that my astrologer friend many years ago described a lunar eclipse to me is that it's like a cartoon character. When a cartoon character gets either electrocuted or hit with a bolt of lightning, there's a flash and you can see every bone in the character's body for a second.
Okay.
That's what a lunar eclipse is like. You see, and then they go back to normal. So lunar eclipses they're both about what was occluded is revealed, but lunar eclipses are very, very much about things coming out that we didn't know.
Oh, good. More's coming out about Hillary, huh?
Watch it. So, yeah.
Who said that?
Anyways, I don't care. Yeah. Any
Okay,
politics.
well, we'll see.
But, this is in the nodes, the lunar nodes just switched
Right.
from Virgo Pisces to Leo Aquarius. So the north node is in Leo, which is the sign of love, and the south is in Aquarius, which is the sign of humanity. So it's like the heart, and then, the polarization of heart, and then humanity. So it's going to be a lot about relationships and what do you want in relationships. And
so my North Node's in Gemini. How would that relate to Leo North Node? Is that good?
What, do you know what degree it is in Gemini?
I have no idea. I just know that you're my lucky charm.
Gemini.
I was always saying, surround yourself with Geminis. They're lucky. That's why I hold on so tight to you.
We're Pisces, but we're both mutable, and that's why
we're the only sign that's dual too. We're the only sign that's dual.
Yeah, is that true? I don't know. I was thinking of Cancer as the
two fish and the twins. Yeah.
Yeah. Cancer's symbol looks dualistic, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're dualistic, and we're like very non-judgmental and very silly and kind of wild,
quick-witted.
Yeah, kind of don't no rules.
I love it. That's what makes you great.
Yeah.
So, Are you willing to take some calls? We've got people lined up to talk to you. So let's go to the phones. You're on the line with Liz Pressman and myself, Robin Zodiac, but we're going to give Liz the opportunity to read you tonight. So hello. Hi, Margie. Margie's in New Jersey.
Hi.
Margie.
Hey, Margie.
This is my friend Liz.
Hey, Liz. How are you?
Good. How are you?
A little pause. It's like, this long-distance phone call.
Okay.
So I'm calling regards to a relationship, an on-off type of thing.
Okay.
We talked at length before.
Okay, you and Robin have talked at length?
Yes.
Will I be hearing?
See if I have anything. Okay, let me just. Okay, what's your birth date? The date of your birth?
Oh, the day is December 6th.
Okay, 6. Come on. Just so I know who I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm shuffling. Okay.
I don't want to.
Okay, so it's showing. Well, it's showing. Okay, did you guys recently split, or is one of you
back and forth?
Away? Right. Okay. So it's talking about worry, and disappointment, but actually, it's talking about like you're going to hear from him in the very near future, and also be in the state of love, because the Lovers is the card that's in the immediate future. So this is kind of good.
Yeah,
but it's saying that you really want there's something you want, because you appear as the judgment. Is he an air sign male?
Taurus, but he has a lot of Gemini.
No,
does he have a lot of Gemini in his chart?
I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Aries, right? I'm sorry, Margie.
No, he's not here. No.
I forgot.
Okay.
I forgot.
Well, then you have an air sign man coming in now. But anyway, so it looks like you're signified by the Judgment card. So it's sort of like you're waiting, that was just classically like they're in the grave, waiting for judgment to be passed. But what I'm hearing and what I'm getting is that, there's certain things that you want right now, and, and you're hoping that the relationship is going to change. But here you are. Oh, nice. So I get that, that you guys really have the hots for each other. Because it's showing the Queen of Cups, which is love, and then the Devil and the Magician. So that part of the relationship looks really nice. And you know what? If you're wondering if this is going to work out, I'm not seeing like a permanent split, but more like, every relationship. that we have is really a relationship with ourselves, you know, and like when I get mad at, you know, at, you know, my boyfriend for not being what I want him to be, it's really stuff that I need to give to me myself, you know, like I can't demand this stuff from, you know, from a partner, you know, so
Right.
so I think that it's anyways, but that's all to say. I think that you guys are going to be fine. I'm not. Are you wondering about marriage? You there?
Maybe down the road, but not, you know, I'm not.
Okay.
That's not,
Okay.
No.
Okay, so you're
That's
okay
on
with
the
it.
table.
Okay, so because I'm not seeing it. Okay, it's talking about the moon. By the way, it's talking about you getting together on the full moon,
Romance.
which is in which is in a couple of weeks.
And you got lover. I've been saying that I've been getting lover a lot, which is usually some distance and coming back together physically. That's
Oh, you mean like the idea of the duality? Yeah. Well, anyways, it shows him thinking about you as well, and that gives him strength. So I think you have like a good like intuitive communicate or astral type communication with each other. So even when you're apart, you guys are still connected, you know, and feel each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that.
yeah. So
Well, thank you, Margie. Really appreciate you calling in. It's great. And
Okay.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of the night.
thank you.
Me too.
Have a great weekend.
That's
Okay.
little
What's that?
spontaneous reading.
No, you got it. You got a lot of what I got. So awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
cool.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's good. Sweet.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next caller. You're on the phone with Liz Pressman tonight. Hello.
Aaron, anybody?
Alrighty. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Okay, you're on the line with Liz Pressman. giftedwitch.com. And where did you get that domain name?
I know. I have a very good friend in California.
Where'd you get your website?
Who really wants me out there as a
I
witch.
do.
Aw.
I love you.
And see, Boo is like, wow.
Oh, hi, Boo.
Come here, baby.
Hi, Boo.
Oh, my little boy.
Are we going to see Boo?
Oh, no. He's
Okay.
all he does is sit there and meow right out of reach.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right.
And who's this? Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. And your name?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey. Eric?
Eric.
Eric?
Hi, Eric. Did you have a question for Liz tonight?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. We're good. Hello. Are we having some... I guess that
Nothing's,
eclipse is going to
retrograde,
hit
so-
sooner than later.
Hello?
There we are.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. I don't really have a question. Anything you can tell me?
Okay.
Okay.
What about your birthday? Can you give us your birthday to go on?
January 30th.
Oh,
91.
Aquarius. What's going on with astrology with Aquarius? You mentioned the North Node or South Node, right, with Aquarius? Is there like
the
some...
South now, but he's an early Aqua, so the
I
nodes
see.
are like a couple of years away
okay.
from his sun, but still it'll feel a lot more dramatic. You know, when you have an eclipse, which will be in about a year and a half on your North Node or South Node, well, actually, so that's your sun. But never mind that.
Okay, forget that.
But anyways, eclipses on your nodes equal the entrance of a soulmate, just FYI. So
Oh, great.
Robin, when the nodes move to Gemini, Sagittarius.
Oh, But I got to get a divorce first. I was thinking about marrying you, Liz. Now that we can get married. Okay.
We are in a relationship.
You are in a relationship. Great. So maybe you'll be getting married in a year and a half. Yeah, that's fabulous.
Okay. So, that's so wild. I pulled the justice card in celebration. So, yeah, I think you will be getting married shortly. It's your, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it looks like a super loving relationship. And the Two of Cups. And it looks like she's really smitten with you. She appears as a water sign female, but that can also be a woman who's really
fair in complexion,
unconditionally loving, and really, really romantic. And then the Empress. So if you're wondering if this is your soulmate, I mean, yeah. So the Empress, which is lots of sensual, sexy love ahead for you in the near future. But
Tony's giving us the.
Was there something you want me to focus? Oh, right. You said general. Okay. So hang on. So, it says you're also, there's something that's either just happened or about to happen where you felt disappointed, and but it's going to turn into an opportunity for like a big transformation, and this has to do with marriage. So I don't know if you guys just quarreled recently.
That's what I got.
Really? That's what you got too?
Yeah, I got it in a year and a half when you were talking about, Nords.
Yeah.
You said, forget it. I was like, I got marriage. So I feel it's like in the next year and a half. I know that's a ways away, but I think also when you were talking about transitioning or great things happening, I felt that there was work opportunity.
Yeah, I felt that too, yeah.
So, great. That's what we told you tonight, Eric. Wow. Yeah. All right.
Well, that's pretty good because, I mean, that's the situation I'm in. Actually, y'all hit it kind of on the head with everything, really.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the validation. Thanks for sharing your life, and have a wonderful rest of the weekend. So,
you too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we are going to move on to the next caller. And hello, you're on the line.
Hold on one second.
Okay, one moment. Oh, so by the way, I was walking out the door and Brainstorm was watching War Machine. I watched it this morning. The first thing he's like, it's that guy! And I saw it this morning. I was like, but he blends in. It's the Brad Pitt new movie.
Okay.
Yeah. The movie's nothing like the trailer. So I heard Brainstorm like giggling and laughing, and the last thing he said to me was like, this is a really smart film. And I said, yeah. So all the critics are dishing it and everything like that. But, there's one piece of information in there that was just like mind-blowing. It was one statement that kind of made sense to me about the economy and why we're over there. And it was very touching. I have to tell you that I watched Meg Tilly plays his wife. And they have this anniversary dinner scene. And I actually cried through the whole thing. I had to rewind it because I enjoyed the cry so much. It was really, it was a good movie. I know, I love to cry. I cry on your shoulders all the time. That's when you hear from me. Oh, okay. I need to hear those giggles. Okay, we've got another caller on the phone.
My daughter's name is good.
Hello? Hello, can you turn the sound down on your...
Hello?
Hi, can you turn the sound down in the background? Or is those your kids?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. What would you like to know tonight?
Hello? Yes.
Yes. Your name, please.
This is Olivia.
Hi,
Olivia?
Olivia's called in before. Liz?
Yes.
She's willing and open to hear anything you have to say. She's awesome. Just whatever you get for Olivia.
Thank you.
And Olivia, you're calling in from D.C. or Virginia?
No, from Arizona.
Arizona, that's right. That's right.
At least you're in the same country.
No, not really. California's
Yes,
no
we
longer.
are.
No, California's no longer part of the United States. It's just nobody else knows that yet. Okay, go for it, Olivia.
Okay, my birthday is September 18, 1949.
Okay.
What can you tell me?
Hold on.
Especially in the love area,
Yeah,
or the romantic
she's
area.
looking. She's looking. I gave her some good advice about, like, you know, taking classes or getting involved in a weekly routine where she's, you know, seen by the same people because, you know, I have this theory. I believe it works. If you have routine and discipline, which goes hand in hand, and you live in the moment, that you can actually really find happiness. And when people see you, let's say you sit every morning or Saturday morning at a coffee shop, people with routine and discipline that go, you know, will recognize you and start to talk. And I think as we get older, it's more difficult to meet people, right, Liz? Or, well, you're in New York, and yeah. So you meet people all the time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you need to get out and about to meet people. But I also have this, you know, like, you know, fatalistic thing, you know, like this predestiny thing. Like you can sometimes, you know, like that horrible saying that when you stop looking is when the person arrives.
Oh my gosh.
So hold on one second, but let me just focus. I don't know why I'm coming up with. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just focusing on love because I was getting other stuff. Okay, so hold on. Okay. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
They seem
Or
to
you can
want
tell me
to
the
talk
other
about
stuff.
something else.
Talk about something else. She's open. That's what I said.
Okay, good.
She's like, whatever you have to tell me.
All right, so showing a big upheaval. Did you just like leave work or leave a situation, like leave because it's showing you leaving some situation? Did you retire? Did you leave a group of people? No?
I feel like she's kind of let go of a neighbor or a friend. No? You haven't let go of somebody?
No.
Because the tower keeps popping
Well,
up.
someone that I used to date, we mostly had dinner, but he was never available for anything else.
Oh, I see.
And never really wanting to have a relationship. Just, I guess he thought I like to eat, so we would go out for dinner.
We all do.
For dinner, and that was about it.
Actually, though, you know, the Two of Cups, so it is showing up, you know, a pairing up of some kind. So at the very least, dating. And it's also showing it happening around a work situation. Whoa. Because, you know, Eight of Pentacles. All right. So it says you're in limbo, and then out of the blue, there's a windfall. And I don't mean a financial windfall. I mean like a relationship windfall. So, so it looks like you're going to become unstuck in the very near future.
And Olivia, you've mentioned that word to me before in past shows, how you felt stuck.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no movement, no real movement.
It looks
and
like
what's really funny is a lot of people think I'm already married.
Mm-hmm.
What? Because
so I don't know.
You have a friend, a male friend, who's or it does show that the person, the incoming person, is presenting as an earth sign also, which is really good for Virgos. You know, I feel like all elements ought to pair up with each other. So it's showing, so it's either a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus male and younger than you.
Oh, I see.
Great.
Well, the person I was going to dinner with is an earth sign, and he's a Virgo.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But Liz just predicted you're going to get unstuck. So, you know what always happens, though, when you move on energetically or you're in love with someone new? That's when everybody has this awakening, like all your past. I've written that in my ebook. I think you've read it, Secrets to Win a Marriage Proposal. So I always say that when you meet the guy you're supposed to be with, or the girl, or whatever, you're definitely people from your past start not feeling the energy or like the focus anymore, and they come rushing back. It's kind of wild.
Oh,
so he probably.
It's funny because that's happened to me in the past.
Right.
All of a sudden, people show up, and I'm wondering, well, like, why now?
Exactly.
That's unusual. That's unusual, I think.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, no. It's actually showing a few guys coming in.
Yay!
So it's sort of like, So
wow.
Stuck, so you have some choices. I also see an air sign and a water sign male coming in.
The first time I talked to Olivia, I kept getting a vision of her like joining a hiking group or something like that. She says that she doesn't do that, but I'm wondering, group. Anyway, that's what I got.
A group maybe, but not a hiking group. Yeah.
No. Maybe do some speed dating. I don't even know if they have that.
I do a lot of things.
Good.
In varied groups. They're not all the same groups.
Great.
It's true. Some of the groups are spiritually oriented.
Great.
I do have gifts and so on, but not all of them are.
Right. Exactly. Well, Olivia, definitely you're going to have to come back. Liz is definitely going to come back. I'm enjoying this immensely.
Oh, good.
All right.
Maybe I'll have news for her.
Yeah, please. Keep us updated. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good. Thanks.
So, Liz, are you in the mood, or do you want to do a little bit more of an interview? Is there things that you want to talk about? Or, I've been predicting that you're going to be writing like a screenplay. You came close to doing a sitcom, and
I did write a sitcom, a pilot for a sitcom.
And then you had some big attachments, and then that kind of like faded.
I had to say goodbye to it, but I still have it, and I tried to rework it. It just kind of wasn't. I think it was maybe a little bit ahead of its time.
Well, you are. I said that you were going to be the pioneer, and to have not only one article about you being a famous witch, but two a famous witch.
Stop this.
No, it's true. But, we've talked about this so many times that, you've had an upbringing, your mother was, I just realized that when I read the Halloween article that was written in the paper.
That I wrote, but it was heavily rewritten.
Oh, okay. So, we won't mention which paper, but you can Google it. That your mom was a Christian. I never knew that. And your dad is Jewish.
Right, my mom was Catholic. Yeah.
So, wow. Oh, my gosh. Well, they've been working together since the 1400s, so that makes sense. But let me ask you a question.
Conspiracy time.
It's not. It all comes back to cannons and sulfur and whatever.
You know what? It just was like growing up in a house with comparative religion, because I knew that they both were right, and they both were, so I didn't feel like one was, okay, I grew up in the 1960s, so like kids would be like, when they thought I was Jewish, which I was, they would say, "You killed our Lord." And I'd be like, what the hell?
He was Jewish. So, Lord.
So, but so like you learn that to just like kind of accept it all. Like nothing's right. And so then like the witchcraft kind of makes sense, because that's going to paganism is at the heart of both Judaism and Christianity. I mean, they came out of
the grassroots. Exactly.
I mean, and they have a lot of elements of pagan, especially Christianity.
Yeah, my daughter wears a pentacle. She's really drawn in. I think you said that she has Venus and Taurus or something like that. You said that's pretty common. Oh, you do too. You do too, right? Yeah.
Good noses. That's why,
Perfect nose.
For potions.
Oh, she has a beautiful nose. I made it.
I have a great nose. But,
you do?
Yeah, no.
No, okay. I was thinking nose.
Yeah, no.
You're thinking knows what you're talking about.
No. We haven't. No, good knows is for mixing oils and potions.
Oh yeah, she does that.
We know the right proportions to put in because we have these gifted noses.
And she goes to an American school in Cape Town, and she says that all her teachers think that she's into Satanism, and it just makes me laugh because she's like such a little witch. So explain to the audience. What's that?
Satanists do have witches, but there is a confusion.
Yes, that's what I wanted you to straighten out.
Okay, so Satanism sort of came out of Hermetic sort of mystery schools, sort of like the Order of the Golden Dawn, which, started at around the turn of the 20th century.
But didn't that derive from the Freemasons, though? I was told.
Right. Well, there were 3 Freemasons who came together along with their partners, female partners, who started the Order of the Golden Dawn. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh wow.
But yeah. So So it's So Satanism is more like that. Like Egyptian and Egyptian teachings, Egyptian magic, and Kabbalistic stuff. So and also grimoire work.
Well, I'm not afraid of that because
Satanism is not a bad thing.
Oh yeah. I thought it was a spirit of anger. Like when people get really angry, it's like they're getting possessed by Satan. And I don't believe in possession either. I'm just saying it's all technical or verbiage, I guess you could say, in my mind, because I really don't believe in Satan or, I've had this discussion.
To be pagan is not to believe in, Satan or any. We're not monotheistic at all. So, witches tend to be like nature worshiping polytheists. Like we believe in a god and a goddess.
Exactly. So it kind of fits in with your upbringing.
It's not just like one thing.
Exactly.
I'm sure Satanists have their goddesses too.
Oh, I see that. There's a Satan Bible actually, and my friend had it. Yeah, my friend had it, but he wouldn't let me even touch it. He's like, "Oh, bad things are gonna come," and I'm like, "Oh, come on, I'm not scared of that." But no, never
I had to read it as part of my
I knew where it was. It's just that I didn't dare because I was told, "Don't touch it."
Yeah, but that's not what traditional witches are. Traditional witches are not,
exactly.
And we live by the moon, right?
Right.
We're lunar centric. We're feminist. Wiccans especially.
And there is male witches, right, or warlocks, or
they used to be called warlocks, and then that sort of went out of fashion when people realized that it comes from the Welsh words werloga or oath breaker, means oath breaker. So the warlocks were the sort of double agents who went to the Sabbats and the Espests, so to the coven meetings.
Oh, really?
Pretended to be witches and then turned us in. So they were
my gosh.
So we don't like that word very much.
Not at all.
So male witches are just
male witches. Yes.
They're just called witches.
And do you do like coven celebrations and things like that? I know you've spoken of it.
I'm part of a coven. I'm part of 2 covens.
Okay.
I celebrate the Sabbats, not the moons, with my coven. My high priestess kind of, she's not as available as she used to be. But there was time when I celebrated every moon with my coven, and it's a very tiny coven, and but it's a very powerful coven.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So my high priest was a Golden Dawner, and he did everything. He was born Jewish. His name was Kenneth Lowenstein.
Oh wow!
And he became a Golden Dawner. He became a Thelemite, right? And and he at the very beginning he was Wiccan. He was Wiccan by initiation. So went back to, practicing Wicca full time, and what he calls traditional Wicca or trad Wicca, which doesn't exist. We just made that up.
Really?
We
made it up, or he made it up?
He made it up. He was a fucking genius.
Chad. Where did you get the word Chad from? Africa? Where did that come from?
Well, because there's this joke about, not joke, but there's this thing in witchcraft where it's like Wicca versus trad witches, or
trad
witches, where it's passed down the line, right? The bloodline.
Oh, wow.
So he calls it
that.
trad Wicca as like a way of like riffing on that. But he, my high priestess, his wife, and it was now his widow, but she grew up Irish Catholic and Italian Catholic, half Irish and half Italian, with real, Irish and Italian, from, immigrant grandparents who taught her all of this, Strega stuff, so Italian witchcraft, like powerful.
Right. No, I've known some Italians that are way off the hook when it comes to just like reading minds, or I would think something would be said. I'm like, whoa.
They have good aim.
Yeah. Very, very good. Very, very good. So, okay, do you want to take another call?
Sure.
Or okay,
sure.
Let's move on.
Other calls.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Who's this?
This is Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. You're on the phone with Liz Pressman. Did you have a question?
I don't have a question. I was just calling to see what you would tell me.
Great. So whatever you got, Liz.
A fan.
Yeah.
A fan of yours. She's just checking in. Hold on. So whatever I got, really?
Okay. Whatever you got.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's your date of birth? Not the year, just the date.
May 25th.
Happy
yesterday.
Oh,
we have to applaud for that.
Okay, a fellow twin.
Thank you.
Go Gemini.
Yay.
That's right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's showing you as the high priestess. So very knowledgeable, mystical time in your life right now, and it showed that what it's showing is that you're going to be it's showing that you recently had some heartbreak. It's showing that you're like overall going to get back like all the good things that you've been putting out into the world. Sort of like it's a mystical time when good things are going to start coming back into your life. It's showing a small trip coming up in the near future, and news. I don't know if you've been waiting for news about something, but it's showing news about an earthly male, or news from an earth sign male, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or just a wealthy, very body man. So you're about to hear, some nice distractions. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a rough 6 months. Is that right, Tracy?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
About a female.
Did someone pass, Tracy? Have you had a loss?
No, ma'am. I just went through. I'm going through a divorce.
Oh well, yeah. That's kind of like. I hate to say it. It's a rebirth. Yeah, we'll say a rebirth instead, but. We're going through a rebirth.
That's right.
That's a major loss. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage.
Yeah. Well, good. So
I'm seeing things really cleared up for you. I am not seeing like, you being, burdened or whatever. I'm seeing you like walking away, like 8 of Cups, walking away from any, fighting or squabbling over money. And the thing that was shining down on the whole spread was the Six of Pentacles, which is about money coming in, like a money flow coming in. So if things have been held up, that's about to stop.
Great.
Yeah, so things are going to flow again for you.
Right.
Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
All right, Tracy. Well, thanks for the call tonight.
So I got a question. You guys talk also. Are one of you a medium?
Liz is an incredible medium.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I've been like, I gotta say, I've been sick for,
yeah.
Not a cop out. I've been sick.
Hey,
like,
but
deathly ill
Tracy,
for the past week.
You can reach Liz privately at giftedwitch.com. So if you could give her a call or look up her website, giftedwitch.com, then she can definitely do it at another time. But we're just going to continue rolling if that's okay, Liz. Can we?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
You guys too.
Okay. So we're just going to keep going. Okay. You're on the phone with Liz Pressman.
Fox, you could call me Fox.
Foxglove. Where did foxglove come from? I've never heard that term.
It's a plant.
Oh,
it is. It's called Purpurea digitalis. It's a plant that looks like bells, like fuchsia colored, pink colored.
Oh,
bells.
those are gorgeous. Yes, I know what they are.
Poisonous. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, they're poisonous, but beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and also they can heal your heart, right? It's the plant that the drug digitalis comes from, and that's the drug that's used to start people's hearts.
Oh, okay. Hello, who's this?
Hello.
Hi, who's calling in?
Richard.
Hi. Hello, Richard. So, do you have a question for Lady Foxglove?
Yeah, I've been pretty successful in my career. I'm wondering about my relationship status.
Okay.
I'm just.
What does it say on Facebook?
Lighting my love candle.
Just kidding.
It went out for some reason.
Quick.
Hold on.
Oh, your candle went out.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo. Liz makes incredible candles. I'll tell you one thing. I got. That's one thing that you did send me after meeting.
Oh, right,
me.
I sent you. I wanted to send you a love candle.
Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. It was glitter. I remember I burnt it every night and all this magic. That's
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, definitely. She's shuffling up for you, Richard.
Okay, what's your date of birth, not the year?
February 18th.
Oh,
okay.
Aquarius.
Wow,
We got
the
another
Aquarius and the Geminis are calling in tonight.
They are. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yay, air. Go air. Okay, hold on. Okay, love. Richard Love. 6. Okay, so. Okay, so the first thing is the Two of Cups. So love is coming, and it's showing you triumphing. It's like you're an alpha male, and you know what you like, and you go after it. So if love hasn't come to town, it's because it's not something that you've liked. But it's showing incoming love, and it's also showing a woman who was a burden to you, and you don't want like whatever. In love, you want things to be easy and breezy and no stress. And but it is showing an earth sign female coming in.
Let's hope it's a Capricorn. What is it? Let's hope it's a Capricorn.
Spirit, yeah. I think you have somebody on the other side who is a female on the other side who's bringing in love for you. Hold on.
When you say on the other side, what do you mean?
Somebody has passed over, is kind of guiding someone into your life or hedging them on the other side.
Yes. So Earth sign woman, so Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, older woman who passed, whose job it is to bring you love. So you're not doing this alone. Anyway, so if there was a recent like split with somebody, higher power, the gods, whatever you want to call it, are bringing in somebody who's going to be like much more easygoing for you. So so that's what I'm getting, that there's somebody who's like really, and I'm trying to see who she is. I'm looking for the court card for her, and it says she falls in from out of nowhere.
Oh, good.
Sorry if you're already seeing somebody.
So, but there's somebody, you said somebody from the past is going to resurface, and somebody new is going to come up. Yeah.
Nobody of my past.
I think she said that.
Okay,
didn't you say that?
No, I didn't say that. I said somebody from your past who was sort of a burden, and they're saying, like, this new person who's coming in going to be like very,
she's making a comparison.
It's saying you have a couple of choices coming up.
Okay,
and
well,
it's going to be somebody who's like you.
Yeah. Well, what I get, I mean, sorry to interject, but this is what I get.
Go.
You're going to meet somebody new, and the one from the past that you've been kind of pining for is going to resurface, and you're going to be amazed how you don't feel the same way for that person. So I do agree with the reading, but that's what I got loud and clear. So I don't mean to disappoint you, but until you meet this new person, I think you're going to call back and thank us that we alerted you that there's somebody wonderful coming in.
And that I lit that love candle.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Oh, good.
Actually.
Good. You sound like Elvis Presley. Have you
No.
been? No. Oh, I thought.
I'm not. I wish I was, or at least like a relative.
Well, you sound like him.
But I'm not.
No. Okay, well, I just, for a minute, I thought I heard him.
Thank you.
My pleasure. We're having fun tonight. I think we're going to wrap it up, Tony. So, you want to say hello to my boy crush?
That's right, baby.
There he is. Isn't he wonderful?
That's right.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Well, this is one for the money.
And he's a fabulous musician and singer.
And he has a lovely voice.
Yes. He has a lovely everything. That's why I come into the studio, just to get a glimpse and get boob squeezes, or give them.
Boob squeezes.
Boob squeezes.
What are we hearing?
Hello.
So, Liz, okay, how can we reach you? I mean, and what are your services like? I mean, you do magic spells. You really by the way, Robin is back with her man. Just wanted you to know, if you haven't heard from her. She's back.
All right.
Yeah, she's happy. She's in love. They're going on a few vacations this summer. She's happy. Awesome. So you did an incredible spell for her, and it definitely worked. I know you've done magic for me. And, I mean, incredible things have happened. So you do provide that. Also, you're a journalist, so you've reworked my work. I mean, is that something that you would do, or not really?
Mostly it's just magic and psychic readings and
readings.
Astrological readings, and I also teach astrology privately, and
great.
And I do a lot of spell work for people, and I do everything from love spells to love money, opening roads, and also like mini clearing. It's clearings, mini exorcism type things to get people cleared.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So you can find that on giftedwitch.com, and you can just call me up or email me, at thegiftedwitch@gmail.com.
Great. All right. And you can get your number and your email address and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, that's on giftedwitch.com.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I'm sure I'll be calling you, probably not tonight, because, like you said, you're getting over something. You're probably going to go to sleep. But, Your birthday's coming up. Your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. I'll be going out of the country, so I think I should give Tony notice. I'm going to probably be away for the next few weekends. But
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm leaving the country.
We're always the last to know, me and Tony.
Yeah.
She's the wanted person.
It's not that. I got big business. Big business. So I'm going to tell you all about it when I get back.
Exciting.
So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week, and love you. We'll have you back in July. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Bye. Love you. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Happy Gemini season.
Yes. I can feel it. It's fun. Okay, but good night, everybody. Thanks so much for calling in. Bye.
Bye.
Psy-chic.com has worldwide users instant messaging, reading blogs, romance stories, posting pictures, getting recipes, playing games, buying, selling, psychic readings, reviewing, and much more. Interact at psy-chic.com.
Breaking news on famous celebrity psychic Robin Zodiac, also known as Psychic Mom, and her order of business of her Secrets to New You Love ebook series on Amazon, to her live call-in Friday night show on UBNradio.com between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. California time, to her interactive lifestyle website www.psy-chic.com, which is the word psychic with a dash in the middle. That's psy-chic.com, to her in-person psychic readings at her Culver City studio. So log on now to psy-chic.com for more information about your accurate psychic reading with Robin Zodiac today.